Hi guys, Dave Benson here, moving to the Philippines. So you want to marry a Filipino? That's the title of this one. So most this will be the only one I do about marriage because I figured that most of the people I know that move to the Philippines are married to a Filipina. Most of them are men that are married to. It could be a woman married to a Filipino. It could be just someone that wants to come over here for other reasons. But for the most part, most of them are married to Filipinas, or they want to be married to it. So I just would offer my experiences here in hopefully a brief little video, some advice here, and some how it works for me. So I met my wife online through something called, I don't even know if they still have it anymore. It's called Blossom, Flower Blossom, or something Blossom, some website. I met her through there, and I knew her for 3 years before I asked her to marry me. So the first thing I would say if you want to marry a Filipina is that you should get to know them first. These whirlwind romances, beware, okay? And the reason I say beware for the woman and the man, because some guys, some Americans will bring women to the USA, and then it'll become a situation where it's almost like abuse. It's abusive, and you should know the person first, right? So I say at least a year. 3 years, maybe that was just me. That's a whole other story. But I want to make sure I know the person. The second thing I would recommend is, and I don't know you, and I don't know what you like, and I don't know who you are. So for me, I would recommend finding someone who's not interested in just your money. And how will you know that? Well, first of all, they might ask you for. I had women ask me to send them $100 a month right off the bat when I met them in 20 minutes. Right? Beware of that. Beware of. I just say this is just my advice, guys. I would say try to find someone who's common and not necessarily fancy. Because if you find a fancy high heeled woman, I'm just saying, just like this is just my advice. This I know you may have already found somebody like that, and that's fine. But I would try to find someone who comes from a good family, who really is wants to take their time, wants to get to know you. There's nothing wrong with sending them some money here and there, but I wouldn't. I would stay away from supporting them because a lot of women will look for Americanos or Europeans just to give them money so they can support whatever. A lot of them already have boyfriends or are living with somebody, and that's where the situation can get dicey. There's situations where people have moved here, and then the woman has just left him and abandoned her with her boyfriend and taken whatever she could from the guy, right? So that's why I say you get to know him first, right? Second thing I want to say about marriage, if you're not married yet, it's quicker to do a fiance visa than it is to do a spousal visa. It's just quicker. So I know with the COVID and everything has changed now, and with the administration being against illegal immigration, I don't know how that works. But I think you can still bring someone over. But it's a little bit faster to do the fiance visa and not to get married in the Philippines. Just so you know, a lot of times Filipinas will want a big wedding. Oh, this guy, give me some wedding. I would love to have a big wedding, wear a fine dress in front of all my friends, and we can rent a hotel and you'll save a ton of money doing that, by the way, because it's a lot cheaper in the Philippines. But then again, the visa will take a lot longer. So, one of the relatives I know, he actually had a big party. He rented the hotel room, had a big party, everybody dressed up, and they had like a engagement party, and they invited all the family. I guess you could also have a like a non-binding marriage, like not a legal marriage, but have a ceremony and just have all your friends there and just say, okay, we're married, and then do the real thing in the U.S. Just a thought. Um, the way I did it was after 3 years, I went to the Philippines. I asked her father for her hand in marriage. We applied for the fiance visa, and then I think it was 18 months or something. Then she came to the U.S. and got married, and then she became a full time green card resident, and then now she's a citizen. She became a citizen. She lived there for 14 years, and so that's the way we did it. Now, if you're going to come to the Philippines and marry them and live here, and you don't plan on taking your wife back to the U.S. only to visit, then you don't have to do that. You can just come here and get married. And I don't know how that works for your visa. Technically, I don't know how all that works, so I'm not going to give you advice about that. But I'll tell you how it works for me. The way it works for me is we came back once just on a visit. So we just visited for what is it, 30 days? I forgot. We visited for a short time, and we did some stuff. I don't want to get into the personal stuff about it, but I came and visited, right? twice, and then later on we moved here. So but here's the way it works now. There's something called balik bayan. Balik bayan is privilege. So because I came into the Philippines with the Philippine wife, and we always travel. When we travel together, we go up to the thing together to show our passports, so they know we're together. Don't let her go up by herself. You go with her to the passports. The immigration, have them check it out, and then they stamp my passport in the Philippines, balik bayan, which means I have 1 year visa. And that was our plan moving forward. And now I'm applying for what's called a permanent non-quota visa, which is as long as I'm married to her, I'll have a visa. And it's a little bit more of a process. It's a little different, but now I don't have to worry about if Balikbayan goes away, and I will be a permanent resident. And I'll get my what's called the ACR card, which is for alien resident card, ARC, I think, alien resident certification card. So I'll get my card. I have my card, and then I'll get a permanent one. So that's a whole other issue. So I just want to talk about marrying a Filipino. So that's how I did it, and that's it. So good luck out there, guys, and I hope this all works out for you guys. So how to marry a Filipina. God bless. Bye bye.